Dustin, and I'll guide you through a gentle yoga posture practice today. If you have yoga blocks at home, like this, you might like to grab those, and if you don't, that's also okay. If you do have blocks, you might put them on the top of your mat and on either side. We will start laying on our backs. Just take a moment to get situated on your yoga mat, and I recommend to make sure there's enough space overhead to bring your arms up and over, so that when you're ready and you need to, you can bring your arms all the way overhead. Take a moment to get settled on your back. You can lay with your legs out long or with your feet on the floor. Bring both hands to your belly. I invite you to close your eyes. Take a moment just to feel the weight of your body falling into the floor, letting go any holding or resistance to gravity. Notice the sensation of touching and being touched. Touching your belly, and your belly touching your hands. Notice your breath, and see if you can allow your breath to move into the space behind your hands in your belly, allowing your belly to expand three-dimensionally like a balloon into your hands, but also side and side and into your back. Perhaps you can even feel how your breath moves down toward your pelvic floor and up towards your heart. Let your breath be as smooth and soft as possible. Let your breath be as effortless as possible, not forced. At the bottom of your next exhale, take your hands to your chest instead. Rest your elbows, let your arms relax. And breathe into your hands here, breathing in to the chest, into the sides around your armpits. See if you can feel your breath in your upper back and middle back. And maybe you can even feel your breath on the tops of your shoulders. Again, letting your breath be smooth and soft, but full. A little bit longer than your normal daily breath. And then at the bottom of your next exhale, keep one hand on your chest and bring the other hand down to your belly. And see if you can breathe into both hands, as if you were to breathe in belly first and then chest, filling up from the bottom to the top. And when you breathe out from the top to the bottom, deflating, softening through your chest and then your belly. One or two more breaths like this, as if you were connecting these 2 points with your breath, with your mind. At the bottom of your next exhale, bring your arms down by your sides. Lengthen your legs out long onto the floor and bring your legs close together. On an inhale, bring your arms all the way overhead as if drawing a line along the ceiling until they touch the floor above you. And on an exhale, bring your arms back down, drawing a line on the ceiling and on the wall. On an inhale, bring your arms overhead. And on your exhale, bring your arms back down by your side. See how precisely you can move with your breath, so that it takes your whole inhale to bring your arms overhead. And it takes your whole exhale to bring your arms back down by your sides. Go ahead and do that one more time. This time, add awareness of your feet. So when you bring your arms overhead, flex your feet and reach through your heels. And this next time you bring your arms down, hug your right knee into your chest. Draw your right knee into your chest. Pause here. Interlace your fingers on your right shin, or you can also hold behind your thigh. On your exhales, let your right knee soften in towards your chest or even over toward your right armpit. Lengthen long through your left leg. Let a long breath into your belly. And a long breath out, softening, loosening around your hip, knee. On an inhale, bring your arms overhead. Lengthen your right leg out long onto the floor again, a full body stretch. And on your exhale, hug your left knee to your chest. Interlace your Fingers on your shin or your thigh. Reach out through your right heel. Relax your left ankle, your left knee, and your left hip. So your left leg is passive and your right leg active. See if you can do what you're doing while breathing into your belly and your chest. And relax around your shoulders, around your jaw, and around your eyes. On your next inhale, lengthen your arms overhead. Lengthen your left leg out long onto the floor. Flex your feet. And on your next exhale, hug your right knee into your chest. And we'll flow this with your breath. On the inhale, take a full body stretch. Arms overhead, right leg onto the floor. And on an exhale, hug your left knee into your chest. We'll do this one more time. Go right side and left side. So that it takes the whole inhale to do the full body stretch. And it takes the whole exhale to hug the knee into the chest. Connecting your attention, your breath, and your body. Go ahead and do one more. And we'll then keep flowing the right side. Hug your right knee into your chest. And pause here once more. Breathe in. Flex your left foot, reach out through your left leg. And exhale, draw your forehead towards your right knee. It's okay if it doesn't touch, you're just rounding up. And on an inhale, come back down. On an exhale, curl up, forehead towards your knee, engaging your abdomen. And on an inhale, bring your head back onto the floor. Do one more. The size of this is up to you. You might lift your head just a little bit, or a lot. What feels best? On your next exhale, lengthen your right leg out onto the floor and just relax your arms by your sides and see what it feels like through your right hip and through your abdomen. Maybe it feels a little warmer. Let a breath in. And on your exhale, hug your left knee into your chest. And we'll do the same thing. Lengthen out long through your right leg. Breathe in. Keeping your left leg bent, exhale, curl up, forehead towards your knee. Round your back. On an inhale, come back down. On an exhale, lift any degree, tucking your chin. On an inhale, come back down. One more time, exhale, hug knee to chest and hug forehead towards knee. And on an inhale, come back down. This next exhale, lengthen your left leg out onto the floor again, relax your arms by your sides, relax your whole body on the floor, just as we did in the very beginning. But see if it might feel a little different. Maybe there's a little more circulation or a feeling of more life in your left hip and right hip, in your abdomen and your spine. Bring your arms up to the side like a T and plant your feet on the floor so that they're about mat width distance apart. If you're not using the mat today, that's a little bit wider than your hips. Let a breath in. And use the whole exhale to move your knees over to the left, look to the right, let your left leg fall onto the floor. On an inhale, come back up to the middle, knees middle and face to the middle. And exhale, let your knees fall over to the right and look over to the left. We'll keep doing that. On an inhale, come to the middle. On an exhale, knees to the left, look to the right. Inhale is to come to the middle. Exhale, knees to the right and look to the left. Inhale, come to the middle. This next time, exhale your knees to the left, you look to the right, and you might just pause here. See if your legs can be heavy. Perhaps your left leg is on the floor. Your right leg is probably hovering a little bit. Keep your feet heavy. Keep your arms and shoulders heavy, and notice this very small spiral, a little twist in your spine. Breathe in. All the way down to your abdomen. And breathe out. Bring your legs back through the middle, and then bring your knees over to the right. Look to the left. Let your right leg be heavy on the floor. Let your whole body release with gravity. Notice the small spiral and take a breath in. And take a breath out. And this time you can leave your knees where they are and just roll onto your right side. From the side lying position, Come to tabletop pose, all fours, like crawling. Set your hands with your fingers spread wide, with your shoulders right over your wrists and your hips over your knees. If your knees are sensitive, you might also like to put a blanket underneath your knees for a little bit of padding. Okay. On an inhale, look forward and lift your chest. Let your belly drop a little bit. On your exhale, tuck your chin and tuck your tail, rounding your back. Soften your breastbone, the sternum. On an inhale, look forward, lift your chest and tail. Exhale, tuck your chin and tail. So inhale, cow pose, lift your chest, lift your gaze. Exhale, cat pose, tuck your chin, tuck your tail. Do this one more time. Inhale is cow, so look forward or up. And the exhale is cat, so look down and back. On your next inhale, come to the middle, the space in between cow and cat, so your head and shoulders and hips are all in one line. Okay, reach your right leg back so your right ball mound is on the floor. You can keep your right leg here or lift your right leg up so that it's parallel with your spine. Stay here or reach your left arm forward. So now you're just balancing on your right arm and your left leg. Turn your left thumb up toward the ceiling like you're going to shake someone's hand. You could look forward if you like, or look down, but be careful not to drop your head below the line of your shoulders. Reach your left arm forward and your right leg back and take one more breath fully in. And on an exhale, replace your left hand and your right knee. Just take a moment and see what that feels like in your body. As you're ready, draw your left leg back. You could be on the ball mound and you could stay there the whole time. Otherwise, lift your left leg up so that it's parallel to the floor. Keep your left hip in line with your right hip. Reach your right arm forward possibly, right? Like your thumb is up as if shaking someone's hand. You can gaze forward or towards the top of your mat. Now, draw your front ribs in and reach your arm and your left leg away from each other. Take one more breath, fully in. And fully out. Bring your right hand to the floor and then your left hand to the floor. Now, open your knees so that they're about mat-width distance apart, a little bit wider than your hips. Bring your hips towards your heels. Bring your elbows towards the mat and see what this feels like. If it feels okay for you, reach your arms forward and bring your forehead towards the mat. If it feels better in your body, you can also open your arms out a little bit wider or even rest your forehead on your forearms. It's okay if your hips are not on your heels, but just gradually feel gravity and let your hips come closer and closer. Take 2 more breaths where you are, breathing in chest and belly. On your next inhale, come into a tabletop position. Bring your knees again underneath you. And we'll do something similar, but add a move. So on an inhale, lift your chest a little bit. On an exhale, move your hips towards your heels. You can bring your elbows to the mat and bow your head. On an inhale, shift forward again. Tuck your toes underneath. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your hips and knees off the floor. Bring your head between your arms. It's okay to keep a bend in your knees. Let's do that 2 more times. Bring your knees down, inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, come to the tops of your feet, hips to heels, forehead towards the floor. On an inhale, shift forward, tuck your toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Press your hips back and up, belly towards thighs. Again, bring your knees down. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, move your hips towards your heels, elbows down, tuck your head. Inhale, shift forward again, tabletop. Tuck your toes and exhale, downward facing dog. I recommend let's pause here. I recommend to keep a bend in your knees. so that you can bring your belly towards your thighs, hide your heels behind your ankles, press into the big side of your hands, and lengthen long through your armpits. Take one more breath, fully in, and fully out. Then bring your knees back down. Let a breath in and out. Notice how you feel. All right. We'll come to stand. Come to stand however is easiest for you. If you're on a yoga mat, face the long edge of your mat now, and then take a big step out so that your feet are about wingspan distance, but all of your toes point forward. Now, I'm going to mirror you for this. Turn your left toes towards the short edge of your mat, and then turn your right toes a little bit in if possible. Bend your left knee so that your left knee is right over your left ankle. Okay. Bring your arms up to the side like a T with your palms facing down. Try to keep your shoulders right over your hips. This is called Warrior Two. On an inhale, straighten your front leg and reach your arms up. You might look forward. Then exhale, bend your knee into Warrior Two. Bring your arms up to the side and look over your left middle finger. On an inhale, straighten your leg, reach your arms up, look to the side. Exhale, bend your knee, look over your arm. Do that 2 more times. So it takes the whole inhale to come up and the whole exhale to bend. Make sure your knee is tracking directly forward. Do 1 more time. And exhale. Next time you come into Warrior Two, pause there and take a breath in. And take a breath out. Relax your arms down. Straighten your front leg and parallel your feet. Take a moment in this standing position just to feel what it's like. Maybe one side feels a little different than the other. Now to the other side. Turn your right toes to the short edge of your mat and your left toes a little bit in. First, let's find the posture. So bring your front knee right over your ankle. Make sure it's not falling in or out, but it's neither forward or back, so you can arrange the distance of your stance to ensure the knee is over your ankle. Bring your arms out to the side like a T and look over your front middle finger. Okay, now we'll move this. On an inhale, straighten your front leg, reach your arms up. On an exhale, bend your knee, reach your arms out. On an inhale, reach your arms up, straighten your leg. On an exhale, bend your knee, bring your arms out. Do a couple more on your own. I didn't say so before, but if you'd like, you can also have a chair handy. Maybe you just have your hands on the chair and you just work your legs, straightening and bending. Do 1 more time where you exhale to Warrior Two. You bring your arms out again. You could also hold a chair. Steady your gaze over your front hand and take a breath in and a breath out. Again, relax your arms down, straighten your front leg, parallel your feet, and then again step your feet again in so they're right underneath you. See what it feels like through your hips and through your legs, if they might feel a little bit warmer or a little bit more circulation. Notice what you feel. Take a long breath, fully in and fully out. Let's do a balancing pose. Now here, you might like to have a chair. You could also use a wall, anything that's handy. Again, I'll mirror you. Shift your weight to your right foot. Turn your left knee out on a diagonal. Come up onto the ball mound of your left foot. You can keep your foot here at your ankle. Otherwise, you could explore a balance, putting your foot on your lower shin or even on your thigh above your knee. Just avoid putting your foot on your knee. Bring your hands together at heart center or hold a chair or a wall. You might also like to play with bringing your arms out or even up. Anywhere is good. Push into the floor through your standing foot. Without changing your hips, let your knee draw to the side. Steady your gaze on one spot that's not moving. And take 1 more breath, fully in and fully out. Turn your knee forward, put your foot down, and relax your arms by your sides. Take a moment just to feel what it's like, how the right side and the left side might feel a little different. Now shift your weight into your left foot. Turn your right knee just on a diagonal. Remember, we're trying to keep hips facing directly forward. You can stay with your foot on your ankle or put it on your calf or even your thigh. Remember to avoid the knee. Foot above or below the knee. Take your hands together at heart center or elsewhere, somewhere that might help you to balance. Give a little pressure of your foot into your leg and your leg back into your foot. Right? Lengthen through your abdomen and lengthen through your sides. Steady your gaze. Breathe fully in and out. One more time. Stay calm. After this exhale, let your knee point forward, put your foot down, and relax your arms by your sides. Your feet can be apart or together, your choice, whatever feels more comfortable. Take a moment in this mountain pose to feel as though your feet are growing into the floor, that your head and shoulders, your ribs, your hips, your knees and your feet are all in one long line. Feel yourself steady, strong, stable, and at the same time at ease. Let a long breath in and a long breath out. Come back onto the floor. Sitting, plant your feet on the floor and then take your hands behind you. Your fingertips can point forward if possible. Yes. You could point your fingertips out if you need to. Otherwise, bend your elbows and lean back a little bit so that if you didn't have your arms here, you might rock back. Okay? Hug your elbows towards each other and gently lift your chest. You could stay here, otherwise bring your knees in and lift your feet a little bit. Doesn't have to be a lot. Perhaps you can see your big toes just barely. Steady your gaze there at your big toes or at your knees. Yeah, and breathe. Imagine you could tighten the drawstring on your pants. Draw your front hip points towards each other, pulling your low belly back. Breathe into your rib cage. You could stay here, or you could reach your arms forward. You might also like to hold behind your thighs. Go somewhere that's a little bit challenging for you, and at the same time, you can breathe. Yes, breathe for 3. Yes, holding boat pose for 2. And 1. Plant your feet together and come to lie down on your back. This time, plant your feet on the floor. Bring your arms by your sides and see if you can position your feet so that they're underneath your knees, maybe just out of reach of your fingers. Press your palms into the floor and the back of your arms into the floor. On an inhale, lift your hips any degree. It doesn't have to be a lot. On an exhale, move your hips back down onto the floor. We'll do this with the breath a few times. On an inhale, lift your hips up any degree. On an exhale, come all the way back down. Continue on your own. The inhale is to lift and the exhale is to lower. You might find that each time you lift, perhaps there's a little bit more space. You might be able to lift a little bit higher without force. We're deepening the postures through repetition. The next time that you lift your hips up, pause there. Keep your hips up. Press your feet into the floor, including the big side of your feet. Make sure that your knees are still tracking over your second toes. Move your chest towards your chin, but move your chin away from your chest. If you need to see what I'm doing, bring your hips down and then look, instead of looking with your hips up. That could injure your neck. So keep looking straight up if your hips are up. Now, wherever you are, breathe. Feel this engagement on the back side of your hips and the legs and back. Take one more breath, fully in and out. On an exhale, slowly bring your hips down, coming down vertebra by vertebra. Like we did in the beginning, bring your arms up to the side, plant your feet a little bit wider, and then let your knees fall over to the left or to the right. On an inhale, bring your knees to the middle, and on an exhale, let your knees fall to the right and to the left. Go ahead and do this another time, left and right. Just to help loosen up in your back, in your hips and head. Great. Bring your feet back to the middle. With your feet planted on the floor, take figure 4. Put your right ankle on your left thigh and flex your right foot. Now this could be enough stretch for you. If you like, you might also hold behind your left thigh or even interlace your fingers on your left shin. Draw your legs into you without force. Instead, use breath. Use patience. Use time. Each inhale is as if creating some space in your body, and each exhale is as if relaxing into that space. And as you breathe and as you loosen and deepen, keep your right foot flexed to protect your knee, but you can keep your left ankle completely relaxed. Relax through your shoulders and your jaw, and take one more breath fully in and fully out. Bring your left foot back onto the floor, and then plant your right foot on the floor. And just take a second and see what right side and left side feel like, a little bit different. Other side. Put your left ankle on your right thigh and flex your foot. Keeping your foot flexed, stay here or hold behind your right thigh or your right shin. On each exhale, see if you could soften, just relaxing and let your body deepen. On each inhale, a feeling as though you're making space, as though you're nourishing, sending nutrients into your body. Letting your body know that it's safe to let go. If you like, you can close your eyes. Just go into the sensation of what you're feeling, the movement of your breath. Let one more breath fully in and fully out. And on an exhale, release. Put your foot down, both feet down, and take a moment just to see what that feels like. Maybe a little bit more warmth or even a sense of tingling sensations. Sensations of flushing in your head, whatever you feel, notice that. Take a breath fully in. And as if clearing your body, a breath fully out through your nose or through your mouth. Lengthen your legs out onto the floor. If this disturbs your low back, maybe you have low back sensitivity, you can keep your feet planted on the floor. You might also like to put a blanket or pillows underneath your knees. If laying on your back is inappropriate for you for any reason, you can also lay on your side or on your belly. Find somewhere to lay down for Shavasana. If you're laying on your back, take a moment and just notice where your feet are. If you'd like to widen them or narrow them. If you're laying on your side or your front, see where your legs are and if there are any other changes you might like to make so that they're more comfortable. Okay, and then notice where your arms and hands are. See if there's anywhere they would feel more comfortable, feeling like there's more space, more ease. And put them there. Now check in with your head, neck, and trunk. See if there's anywhere, any little adjustments you'd like to make to be more comfortable. That could even mean arranging your clothes or moving your hair. And once you feel like you're somewhere that's comfortable, stay there. Let your body become still. And let your mind travel inward to the sensations of the inner body. Notice your navel. Bring your attention to your navel. Notice your breath is there. breathe as though you're breathing from your navel, in and out through the belly, so that your belly rises on your inhales and falls on your exhales. Let your breath be as smooth and soft as possible, even quiet, maybe even silent. Allowing your breath to become more fluid than airy. Bring your attention to your legs and feet. Feel as though you could breathe into your legs and feet, and with each breath, loosening, softening, relaxing a little bit more. Bring your attention to your pelvic floor. Let your pelvic floor breathe 2 or 3 times, soft and gentle, relaxing the organs of reproduction and the organs of elimination. Relax the space in between those 2 organs. Bring your attention into your abdomen. Let your breath be there. Breathing throughout, relaxing the abdominal wall, the sides and low back. All throughout the abdominal organs, relax. Feel them breathing. Bring your attention into the region of chest and shoulders, arms and hands. Let your breath be there, as if you could breathe into your chest, arms and hands. With each breath, softening and relaxing a little bit more. Bring your attention to the region of throat and mouth. Feel or imagine that your breath could travel there, as though your throat was breathing, as though the tongue were breathing, and with each breath it relaxes a little bit more through your jaw, through your cheeks, even your gums and your teeth relaxing. Bring your attention up to the rest of your skull, letting your breath be there, as though your brain was breathing, your eyes breathing, relaxing, feeling that you could release the inner passages of the nose and ears, even a feeling that your scalp is breathing, relaxing. Now let your mind pervade your whole body. Become aware of your whole body at once. You're feeling this deep relaxation settling in the head, shoulders and arms, chest and belly, hips, legs and feet. Your whole body, breathing and relaxing. Let your body breathe for you now. Do nothing special, nothing specific with the breath. Let your mind rest in your body. A sense of complete repose. You're welcome to stay here in Shavasana, resting for as long as you like. If you're ready to move on, start with your breath. Put a long breath in and out through your nose. Bring your attention to your fingers and your toes and see if you feel sensation, tingling, or pulsing in your fingers and toe tips. Without without moving anything else, just maybe your fingers and your toes. See if you can feel this sort of awakening through your whole body just by moving fingers and toes. From here, gather your knees in. You might like to hug both knees into your chest if you're laying on your back. If you're laying on your side, stay on your side. If you're laying on your belly, roll into your side. We'll just roll onto the side. Stay there for a couple breaths. From the side lying position, use your arms to help you come back up to sit. We'll take a moment just sitting. You might like to use a prop, using a block, or you could sit on a chair or a blanket. Something that helps lift your hips above the line of your knees. Bring one hand to your belly and one hand to your chest, as we did in the very beginning. I invite you to close your eyes or steady your gaze down past the tip of your nose. Let your head rise like a balloon, lengthening through your whole spine. Relax through your shoulders, hips, and legs. Feel the sensation of touching and being touched at the same time. Feel your breath moving into belly and chest. A sense of connecting the top and the bottom. Bring your hands together at heart center so that your palms are touching and the pads of each finger and thumb are touching. You can rest your thumbs near your sternum. Now take a moment and feeling as though you can balance the right side and the left side. A sense of the right side and the left side meeting in the middle. Keep the feeling of the balance of up and down. Breathing into the top and the bottom. Breathing into the right and the left. This feeling of your whole body resting. Your mind resting in your body. Allow one more breath to come and go. At the bottom of your next exhale, let your eyelids gently open, looking down towards your fingertips. Gradually taking in more information. Very gently, let your eyes rise, taking in the room around you, seeing, remembering, feeling where you are. And with your eyes open, feeling that you can still be here in your body, breathing, resting. May you continue to feel this sense of presence, this sense of rest throughout your day.